Hey everybody, this is Chris with Night of the Living Card Games. I'm back again on Octagon for another game of Marvel Champions. Today I'm going against the Week 2 Critical Encounters Podcast Challenge. So this challenge is Absorbing Man and a whole bunch of fire. So it is Absorbing Man with the Hydra Assault encounter set, which includes the Hydra Flame Soldiers, and then as an added bonus, we're adding the Groot Nemesis set to it. So the Groot Nemesis set comes with 5 cards. It comes with the side scheme Blazing Inferno, and after the villain phase begins, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. Comes with Fernax, 2 scheme to attack 6 hit points, and force response after Fernax activates, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. I'm sensing a theme. And then 3 copies of Fan the Flame. When revealed, take 2 indirect damage. If Blazing Inferno is in play, take 1 additional indirect damage. And if Fernax is in play, take 1 additional damage. So this one card could do 4 indirect damage to you. So for the setup, what it is Blazing Inferno starts in play, and then we're going to randomly give ourselves one of these 4 cards as a face-down encounter card. So let's do that real quick. I am going to shuffle 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to draw an unreal card. So I start out with 1 encounter card in the game. And then these 3 just get shuffled back in to the encounter deck. So I am taking on Expert Absorbing Man. So Expert Absorbing Man starts on stage 2. He is a 2 scheme, 2 attack, 15 hit point villain. He gains the trait of each of the environments in play. And then when revealed, if Super Absorbing Power is in play, deal an encounter card. But it's not because we're setting it up. Otherwise, go find it. So the Super Absorbing Power side scheme says he gains all 4 possible traits. Since there are encounter cards that trigger off of which trait he has, these can be really bad. His scheme, he's only got 1 scheme. It is a 12 threat per player scheme that starts with 2 and goes up 1 per round. And then as a force response, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place a delay counter here. And the delay counters, there are a couple encounter cards that key off of that, but that's a little bit more for the campaign with him and the environments. So we have to go fetch an environment, however. So what we do is we discard cards until we get an environment card. All right, we're getting the Abandoned Facility, which is metal traded. And then when he attacks, if it's undefended, discard 1 resource icon from your hand, or 2 resource icons if there are 5 or more delay counters on the main scheme. So each of the environment with the traits do something if you don't defend it against an attack, right? Now that that has happened, we are going to shuffle these back into the encounter deck. So basically you go search for a environment and then shuffle the deck back up again. Let me shuffle that once or twice more. Okay, going up against Absorbing Man, I've taken Ironheart with the Justice aspect. So Ironheart Riri Williams is a 10 hit point, 6 hand size, 3 recovery alter ego with the Child Prodigy action to spend a mental resource and place 1 progress counter on Riri Williams. Her hero side looks a little unimpressive. So Ironheart on its hero side is 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 defense with the champion and version 1 traits. It has 10 hit points, but only a 4 hand size. Has an action called Level Up. Remove 6 progress counters from Ironheart, ready her, and swap her with version 2 of Ironheart. So version 2 is down here. You gain a thwart, you gain a hand size, and then if you get another 6 progress counter, you can go up to level 3, which will gain another thwart and another hand size. So she has, besides the Child Prodigy, she has other ways to get progress tokens on there. event cards and a support, and it's just try to build her up as fast as possible. And once you do, she is really, really good. Okay, so I am set up here. As always with Octagon, it set up my opening hand for me. So I'm going to do a little bit of mulliganing. I'm going to get rid of Assess the Situation. One way or another, I got enough side schemes out right now. I'm going to get rid of Wasp right now. I'm going to draw 3 more. Snow Guard, Assess the Situation, and Champion's Mobile Bunker. All right, so first things first, I am going to spend Stroke of Genius on this Child Prodigy action. So Stroke of Genius is a mental resource, and it says after you spend this card, place 1 progress counter on your identity and draw 1 card. So I get 2 out of this, and I get to draw a card. All right, so we are going to flip ourselves up. I am going to spend energy to play Flyover. So Flyover is a 2-cost event. It says Thwart. Remove 3 threat from a scheme and place 1 progress counter on Ironheart. 2 progress counters if this Thwart removes the last threat from a scheme. I'm going to get rid of Blazing Inferno because I do not want to indirect damage. So 1, 2, 3 goes away. I removed the last threat, so I get 2 additional progress counters. 1, 2. All right, so already up to 4 out of 6. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spend... Where do I want to get? No, you know what? I'm going to... Debating. So Photon Beam is my attack event, like the Thwart event. I get a progress counter, 2 if I defeat an enemy. Do I want to get up to 5 progress counters, or do I want to get to my mobile bunker so I can filter my deck a little bit? I think I'm going to be greedy, and I'm going to go for that progress counter. So I'm going to spend the mobile bunker and Snow Guard for Photon Beam. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And give myself a progress counter. I don't get 2 because I didn't defeat him. I'm going to play Assess the Situation, so next turn I'll get +1 hand size. So instead of 4, I'll be drawing 5, which is a big deal. And then I think what I'm going to do here is... I'm going to thwart Super Absorbing Power down 1. I don't like that one because I've gotten burned by those treacheries that do multiple things before. So that is my turn, so we're going to ready ourselves up. I have 3 resource cards and Skilled Investigator. All right, then. All right, so we're going to get 1 on the main. He is coming to attack me. Oh, and he gets a delay counter. I don't actually care if I have to discard a resource because I've got nothing but resources. So I'm going to just let this go. So 2, 3. So I take 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to discard the power in all of us. And now we're going to get 2 encounter cards. We're going to start with Fan the Flames, take 2 indirect damage. 1, 2. And then we're going to get Hydra Jet Trooper with Quick Strike. I'm just going to take it, I guess. 1, 2. Ouch. So back to me. So I'm going to do a little trick here. Actually, I'm going to retcon things a little bit. Instead of Power of All of Us, I'm actually going to pitch my Strength. I'm going to play Skilled Investigator, but I am going to overpay for it with Stroke of Genius. You can't, because it doesn't say, because this doesn't say when you pay for something with this card, it just says spend it. So you can overpay for cards, and it still counts as spending it. So even though it costs 0, I spend 1, so I get the benefit. I get a progress counter, and I get to draw a card. So I am going to... I'm going to hit for 2. I'm going to hit for 2. No. I'm going to thwart 1 off the main. And then I'm going to spend my 6 progress counters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to get in stage 2 of Ironheart. So as I said, so stage 2, oh, shoot. Yeah, no, that's right. 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 defense with the same level up action and a hand size of 5. So I am now going to thwart for 2 off of super absorbing power, which allows me to draw a card from Skilled Investigator. I have new and improved, but I don't have the resources to play it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip myself down. I'm going to spend one way or another for my Child Prodigy action to get a counter back. And I'm going to pitch both of these cards and then ready up. All right, interesting things there. So, villain phase. We get 1 threat on the main and a delay counter. He is scheming for 2. 3, and if he has the stone or wood trait, I am stunned, but he does not, thankfully, because I got rid of that side scheme. All right, so he is scheming for 3. 1, 2, 3. And Jet Trooper schemes for 0. So now we get 1 encounter card, which is Swinging Stone. Alter Ego, he schemes. If he had the stone trait, which he does not, he would get +1 for this activation. All right, so scheming again for 2. Star. If it resolves during an undefended attack, which it does not, so it doesn't matter. So 2. So we're up to 8. All right, my turn. I have got to... Oh, I've got to recover for 3. 1, 2, 3. I am going to... Ooh. I kind of want to get Brawn out. Or I can do Flyover and Photon Beam and get myself real close to... Yeah, once again, I'm going to be greedy. We'll see if this comes back to bite me. So I am going to spend Sense of Justice to do my Child Prodigy ability. Then I'm going to flip myself up. I'm going to spend Genius to do a Photon Beam. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. I'm doing the Jet Trooper, which defeats him, so I get 2 more. 1, 2. And then I'm going to spend multitasking and flyover, and Brawn to do a flyover to remove 3 threat. 1, 2, 3. Give myself a progress counter. And that is my turn. All right. Photon Beams, Ronnie Williams. Good stuff there. All right, villain phase. He gets 1 on the main. We get a delay counter. I am going to defend. So he's swinging for 2. 3, 4, and if he has an ice or metal trait, which he does, give him a tough status card. All right, so he is swinging for 4. I defend for 3, so he gets 1 through. Our encounter card is Piercing Thorns. Discard 1 card at random from your hand. If you had the wood trait, I would have to discard the 1 card I control. Let's see. Random discard is Photon Beam. Okay. All right, so I think, as much as I'm not a fan, I'm going to have to get rid of those wonderful photon blasters, I think. I'm going to have to spend Vivian to play Clear the Area to remove 2 thwart. I'm going to spend Photon Blasters to get Ronnie Williams out. So Ronnie Williams is a 1-cost Persona support. As an alter ego action, exhaust her to either heal 2 damage from Riri or place 1 progress counter on her. So I'm going to flip, and I am going to choose to do the progress counter. So now I have enough to get up to version 3. Next turn. All right, that's my turn. Drawn back up to 6, and now we get the villain phase. So 5 threat, 4 delay counters. He schemes for 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we get Ball and Chain. So attached to Absorbing Man. And as a hero action, you can spend a physical resource to shuffle it back into the encounter deck. He gets +1 attack, +1 scheme. So we'll definitely want to get rid of that. All right. So let's see. How do I want to do this? I think... Hands. I don't need that this turn. All right, sector scan doesn't do me any good. Right. If I get propulsion jets out. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to spend sector scan and new and improved to get my propulsion jets out. So propulsion jets is a 2-cost tech upgrade. I get +2 hit points. Very nice. And then action, and then it's got a hero action. Exhaust it to remove threat from a scheme equal to the version number of your hero. So right now, since I'm in version 2, I exhausted it, removes 2. As soon as I upgrade, it will go, it will take 3 off. I am now going to spend clear the area and multitasking to play Tony Stark AI. Tony Stark AI is a 2-cost persona support. Action, exhaust Tony Stark AI and look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Add 1 to your hand and discard the other. I'm going to do that. Power in all of us and clear the area. Doesn't really matter because all I'm going to do is spend this for Child Prodigy. Go up to 7. And I'm going to use Ronnie to actually heal 2 hit points. I am going to flip myself over. I'm going to punch for 2 to just take off the tough status card. Now, I'm going to use my level up action to remove 6 progress counters. And then ready her. Give her a tough status card. And swap her with version 3. Alright, so now we're in the ultimate form. So version 3 of Ironheart is a 3 thwart, 2 attack, 3 defense hero with aerial, champion, and version 3 traits. Now I have a hand size of 6 in hero form. But rather than the level up option, I now have maximum efficiency. Remove 1 progress counter from Ironheart and deal 2 damage to an enemy. This is not an attack, so it gets around guard and retaliate. And it is unlimited. If you have 20 progress counters on you, you can do 40 damage. It is not once per turn. It is not once per enemy. It just goes to town. So it is amazing once you get up here. All right, so now I am going to use my propulsion jets to take 3 off this. And I think, just to keep things under control, I'm going to just thwart 3 off of that to get that back down to 2. All right, so now that is my turn. I'm going to ready myself up. And we get the villain phase. So we are at 3 of 12 and now 5 progress counters. So now, if I do not defend the abandoned facility, I will have to discard 2 resource icons from my hand. I don't really want to do that, so let me take a look at my hand real quick here. You know what? That's okay. I'll just do that. That's fine. So he's swinging at me for 2, plus 1, so 3. And then, interesting, so the boost effects has put this card into play. So boost effects take place before we figure out damage. So we have to remove this environment and put this environment into play. So he only attacks for 3, so that takes care of my tough card. Now, the force response for the Rocky Outcrop is after he makes an undefended attack against you, heal 1 damage from him, or 2 damage if there are 5 or more delay counters. So he gets to heal 2. Right? And now my encounter card. It is Stall Tactics. When revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme for every 2 delay counters. If no threat was placed this way, the card gains surge. Now, my understanding of the rules, it's for every 2. So in this case, since there's 5, effectively what you're doing is you're cutting it in half and rounding down. So it adds 2, not 3 on there, my understanding of it. All right, and now it is our turn. That changes things a lot. Okay, so we could... Yeah. So we're going to be able to get Moon Girl out this turn. So we are going to Propulsion Jet, take 3 off. 1, 2, 3. Let's Tony Stark. Tony Stark AI is just an action, so it can go in Hero or Alter Ego. I get 2 cards. Ooh, Genius and Wasp. I think we'll be getting rid of Wasp. Oh, apparently I decked out. So I didn't notice that before. Let's see what would have been. Okay, we changed to Dense Forest, so we've got the woods. So now if it's undefended, I take 2 indirect damage. But that surges into the other one. So now if I don't place 2 threat on the main scheme, that surges into a Flame Soldier. Okay. So I should have done that last turn. I apologize. There was one downside about Octagon is I don't always notice. It flashes a little message in red up at the top when you run out of cards, but I don't always notice that. So I still can take the 3 off. Still did the Tony Stark AI. Okay, I'm going to now spend Genius and Assess the Situation to play Moon Girl. So Moon Girl is a 3-cost, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit point ally. You can only play Moon Girl if you have the Champion or Genius trait. And then response, after you play Moon Girl from your hand, draw 1 card for each mental resource you use to pay for her. I used 3 resources, mental resources, so I get to draw 3 cards. And this, if I remember correctly, this card is why they made the difference between spending and overpaying, something like that, is people were throwing like 5 mental resources into Moon Girl to draw 5 cards. Okay, so we got a lot of neat stuff here. So, you know what? I'm going to pitch team building exercise to shuffle his ball and chain back in the encounter deck. I don't need that in there. So let's shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I'm now going to spend Champion's Mobile Bunker and Assess the Situation for a Photon Beam. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Defeats him, so I get 2 more progress counters. 1, 2. Moon Girl is going to hit for 2. 1, 2. And she takes 2 consequential from both thwarting and attacking. And then I am going to attack for 2. Then I'm going to flip myself down. And I'm going to spend multitasking and go for champions to get myself Ingenuity. So Ingenuity is a 2-cost upgrade with the skill trait. Play only if your identity has a Genius trait, so that's why I had to come to Alter Ego to play it, not hero form. And then as a resource action, exhaust Ingenuity to generate a mental resource. So I'm going to do that to generate 1 there. And then I'm going to use Ronnie Williams to generate another one. So I have 5 progress counters on level 3. So that's 10 damage right there. So that is my turn. Are you ready up? All right, he's going to get 1 threat on the main, a 6th counter. He is going to scheme for 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we get an encounter card, which is Steel Kick. Place 2 threat on the main scheme, 3 if he had the metal trait, which he does not, so 2. So we're at 9. 1, 2. All right, my turn. So let us, Ronnie Williams, do another one. We're going to use Tony Stark AI. Vivian and new and improved. I do not need 2 new and improves. All right. I am... Yeah, that's a hero action, though, so okay. So we're going to flip ourselves over. Well, let me see here. So 1, 2, 3 pays for that. Yeah, I'm just going to not add another progress counter. So I'm going to spend Vivian one way or another and clear the area. Oh, before I do that, I punched with Ironheart. 1, 2. To play new and improved. So new and improved is a 3-cost event. Hero action. Choose X different options where X is equal to Ironheart's version number. So I get to do all 3 of these. I can search my deck for an Ironheart card and add it to your hand. I get to... So let's do that first. I'm going to be looking for my photon blasters here. Look at all cards. There we go. Close and shuffle. I get to give myself a tough status card. And I get to ready myself. So once you're in level 3, this card is awesome. All right, I am now going to spend strength to get down my photon blasters. Photon blasters are a 2-cost tech and weapon upgrade. I get +2 hit points. And then hero action, exhaust photon blasters to deal damage to an enemy equal to Ironheart's version number. Right, so I'm going to do that. Deal 3 damage, 1, 2, 3. I'm now going to exhaust my propulsion jets to get rid of 3 of these, 1, 2, 3. I'm now going to use ingenuity and clear the area to play flyover. Remove 3 threat from a scheme, 1, 2, 3. And place a progress counter on me. And it wasn't the last, so I don't get to play another. Now, I want to push Absorbing Man to the next level. So I'm going to spend 2 progress counters, 2, to do 4 damage to him. All right, so stage 3 of Absorbing Man, 2 scheme, 3 attack, and he gains the trait of each environment in play, and force response after he activates against you. If he has ice or stone, place 1 threat on the main scheme. If he has metal or wood, take an indirect damage. So he has ice, so he will be placing a threat on the main scheme after he activates. And I think I'm going to just leave Moon Girl alone to block for me. So he has 16 hit points. I have 10 damage just in progress counters sitting on me. So if I could get 3 more progress counters, I could just defeat it. Oh, hang on a second. I haven't done anything here. Correction, he's got 14 hit points. So if I get 2 more progress counters, I can just kill him with my maximum efficiency ability. All right, let's ready ourselves up here. All right, he's going to get 1 on the main. Another delay counter. He is coming to attack. Moon Girl is going to defend for me. So he's attacking for 3. 4. Moon Girl goes away. And now, after he activates, because he has the ice trait, I place 1 threat on the main. And now we get an encounter card, which is a Hydra Jet Trooper. He has quick strike, so there goes my tough card. All right. I think we're going to be able to take this out with progress counters, folks. All right, so I am going to exhaust my propulsion jets to take 3 off the main. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to exhaust my photon blasters to just take out the jet trooper. I'm going to spend energy to do flyover. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. 1, 2, 3. And get 2 progress counters because it was the last threat. 7. And, yep, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to deal 14 damage to Absorbing Man. And just like that, Ironheart takes him out. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Ironheart is a really fun character. The whole building her suit of armor is a very interesting mechanic. I really like it. And once she gets built up, she is so crazy powerful. She's similar to Iron Man in that once Iron Man gets his full suit on, he gets really powerful too. But instead of having like two hand blasters and two jet boots and things, she just has the photon blasters and the propulsion jets, which gives her hit points, and but it's keyed to the version that you're at. So these things are just great. And again, they're not attack and thwart events, so they get around things like patrol and guard. The propulsion jets don't get around the crisis icon, but super fun. If you haven't played her, highly advise you to give it a try. It's a lot of fun. So thank you for Critical Encounters Podcast for putting out this challenge. I think they've released their week 3 one. I'll have to take a look at and do that one soon. If you like the video, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know. You want to see more of these, hit the subscribe button. I am got just on the table to the left of me, I've got my Sinister Motives campaign that I'm going to be starting up here shortly. And if you want to see more, like I said, hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this game. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to everybody again soon. Later.